one of the things that you can see here, thank you, Eric, for writing this, an MCDS analysis of the latest Epstein dump. And this is something MCDS, for those who are new, is money, corruption, demands, and solution, right? The core takeaway of the latest release of the Epstein files is this: the corruption is systemic. It's not just Epstein. It's not just a few individuals. It's not just one party or the other. It's how power in the current system operates. Systemic problems need systemic solutions. Putting it into 11 demands framework: money, corruption, demand, solution. M is a small number of billionaires at the top call the shots, and they make sure the system operates in their interests. That's the money. The corruption. Epstein is one of many tools that they use to corrupt the government, a government that should be working for the 99%, not the top 0.1%. Demands. We need to be clear about our core demand: fix big money in politics and government. And solution. Real demand leads to real solutions. To see this in action, check out 11 Demands. We need a mass movement based on clear demands with a strong focus on corruption. It's up to all of us to be crystal clear about our demands. And this is important for people to see, because here's the thing. I don't know how to say it more clearly. A lot of people don't want to tell you this. They don't want you to hear it because they know what's coming. And we only got a certain amount of time. I'm here to tell you. You see what's happening with AI. You go back to the days of our revolutionary leaders and you learn and you look and you see they knew that they couldn't just use electoral politics, that tool. They knew they had to organize on the outside. And they did it without the internet. We have no excuse. So if you're interested, if you want to get started with something like that, I host a mutual aid workshop once a month. It's free. I do it virtually on Zoom. I ain't asking for no money. Everybody needs to learn how to do this. It's going to come a time when you may need it. So they keep tearing us apart by left versus right. The longer we allow this to happen, we're never going to go after the core corruption, which is the billionaire class. That's really where it lies there, ladies and gentlemen. So as long as we keep focusing on left versus right, which is what they want us to do, and they've been doing a really good job of that, you'll always have people to keep the culture war going. They don't know what else to do because the economy sucks. So they can't be like, oh, the Democrats mess up the economy when the Republicans mess up the economy. So they're going to try to do it with the culture war issues, which is what they've been doing to keep us apart. A lot of people don't want to tell you this. The people who work for the DNC don't want to tell you this. The people who work for the GOP, they don't want to tell you this. At the end of the day, a lot of these people are friends. They fight on camera, and then behind closed doors, they're buddy-buddy. They know the game. Do you?
All right. So, yeah, like Sabrina was calling out here. Yeah, MCDS, Money, Corruption, Demand, Solutions. It's one of the key parts of 11 Demands. And the one other thing I just wanted to highlight on that is that people are asking, what do we do next? And part of it is educating yourself. And there's a link in here to an earlier Substack post called an MCDS State of Mind. And it gets into the idea of just using MCDS as a framework, as a way to analyze things. And so in this post, and you can see all this stuff at 11demands.org. If you there's a section on there on the Substack post. And so, you can look at health that way. You can look at economy that way. You can look at war that way. And so the concept is, let's get educated. Let's see how things are really working. Let's talk to other people about that. Whether it's people in our real life, if it's people online, if you're in social media, if you're in chats, you can be putting these ideas out there of saying we need at the core a mass movement based on clear demands with the strong focus on corruption. And the corruption part is really a strong issue that crosses, left and right lines. And let's see how can we collaborate on this and build on this. How can we be a spark to make real change? And, there's the whole voting question, right? And some people like to say, just, I'm not going to vote, or voting doesn't work. You can't trust the voting. And, I get that. What we need is good candidates to vote for is really what's key. We have to have a government. I mean, we have to have a system, and any mass movement isn't going to go anywhere unless it really recognizes that. And we have to have a government, if it's going to work for the 99%, that runs off of real democracy, not what we have now, the democracy of dollars. So the real rub is, how do we get from here to there, where we do have candidates that aren't part of the corrupt duopoly? And I would submit the path to get there is to have a mass movement based on these clear demands, that then you have leaders arising out of the movement and becoming candidates. And I think there's a path there to making this democracy start to really work.